Hi guys, it's Alex from Gamma Locos here. Today we received our new mixed reality device and I'm gonna unpack it in a minute. For now I have the Oculus Go and the Oculus Rift over here, which we are building our game for. And now we just received, as I said, the mixed reality Microsoft device that we're gonna unpack together and try running our game on it, which is gonna be quite exciting because it might as well not work. So, right. Okay, this is very white. This looks kind of interesting, quite different than what I'm used to with the Rift or the Vive or the Go. It has two controllers. They are quite different than the Rift, but actually also quite similar. A part of the Windows key they have on them, of course. This is Microsoft. Alright, but the interesting thing about it is there is no sensors. And it's going to be very interesting to see how are the built-in cameras in this device actually perceiving the signals from the controllers. Right, let's start from the small things. Or luckily we actually received the batteries for the controllers in the package. So I will quickly unpack it and put them in. Oh, they both go in the same direction, alright. So this is one. And this is the other. I would expect them to light up to show some sign of life, but they don't. I hope. It doesn't mean they're not on. And now let's move to the interesting part. And plug in the headset itself. So actually, what do we have here? We have a way to control how tight it sits on the head, and we have this funny audio cable here, which I'm not completely sure what's the purpose of. Probably to plug in headphones. Yeah, of course, probably to plug in headphones that are not coming together with the package. But let's see. Let's just plug it in. Let's see what happens. This is actually very nice. There's only two cables, so I'm gonna take 2 mini slots in the computer, unlike the Rift. Right, now it's plugged in. I guess if I'll put it on, nothing will happen yet. But actually this is very clever. It has those, can you see there? It has those thingy for the nose, which means that the light is not gonna leak the way it goes on the Rift and the Go. That's actually interesting. But the real question is, how do I turn this thing on? Oh, alright. So here Windows is already telling me, welcome. And then I will turn it so you guys can see my screen. Windows tells me, get started with mixed reality. Of course I agree, I don't have any other choice. Yes, of course, this PC does not have Bluetooth for the controllers, and this is why I have this second box over here, because the controllers actually need Bluetooth to communicate with our machine. And I ordered also a Bluetooth dongle for the computer. It's a very big package for a very small dongle, which is kind of funny. I really need to get used to this camera because, yeah. Right, in another few seconds I will have this dongle unpacked and plugged in. So that actually was the last USB slot of my computer. I hope I don't need to plug in anything else afterwards. That's going to be quite annoying. Anyhow, I just ask you to go back and check again if we have Bluetooth. Now we have Bluetooth, and now we can continue. Meet your Dell Visor. I didn't know it's called Visor. Designed for comfort. Yeah, they say designed to block all external light. But if you can hear the music in the background, that's someone who's playing the game. Alright, this all is very interesting. Now how do we set up? Next to set up your controllers. Alright, let's connect. So now it says searching for both controllers. I hope I plugged in the batteries in the right way. Maybe I shall sit down. Now that everything is plugged in. I hope you can see the screen, by the way. Maybe I should move the camera a bit so you will see it better. Yeah. So it's still searching for the controller, which is a bit odd. Maybe I should try... Oh, press and hold the Windows button for 2 seconds to turn on controllers. Of course, I just had to read that. So now they lit up. You see, look very spacey. Actually, that's gonna go so well together with our game. This spacey look with the controllers. I kind of like it. Press and hold the Bluetooth button, the Bluetooth pairing button until the light flashes. Pairing button. It has another tiny button. Oh, it's inside of the battery slot. That's kind of funny. Now I should hold it until the light flashes. But how can I even press it? I'm not sure if I'm pressing it. I should use something sharp to press it. It's not the most user-friendly design, I have to say. Yes, I managed to press one of them. yeah, I must say it's not as convenient setup as the Oculus managed to make with both of the devices. I mean, so now I kind of did what it asked me to. I pressed and held the Bluetooth pairing button until the light flashes, which it did, but it doesn't seem to find it. And I wonder why. Maybe the dongle is not plugged in well, but that actually would be weird because it did recognize the dongle earlier. Now I just plug the dongle into the other slot. Alright, now it asks me about pairing. Yes! So apparently I had to replug the USB into a different slot. That's kind of weird. I would expect a bit more than that from Microsoft. Choose a setup. Yes, how did you know? I'm sitting. If I'm sure I'm sitting, yes, I'm quite sure I'm sitting. Okay, I need to hold my headset and point it towards my computer. I'll just move the camera a bit so I can have my screen straight, so I won't have to go through this process again later. To make sure I have a flight, which I hope I do. Now it's centered. Use speech. Okay. Hang tight while we finish up some downloading. I hope that's not going to take too long. Well, meanwhile, I can share with you guys that that's actually a very weird experience for me. That's the first video I'm ever making in this kind of setup. And it feels kind of odd, but I hope that someone will watch it and like it and think that it's nice. Let's see what happens. Alright. So it doesn't seem like I have anything better to do rather than just remove some of the trash from my table, the packaging. Yeah, maybe I can as well just put the controllers back together since they are paired. I don't need to press this funny button anymore. Yeah, that's actually is really exciting to see how it's gonna feel. But again, you know, the feeling about this device is that it's not as, you know, well made for the users. I mean, for the initial setup as the Rift. Take, for example, those bands you have to, you know, well, wristbands, I would call them. You have to, you know, put in yourself into the controllers if you want to use it. It don't just make everything usable from second number one, as Oculus did. That being said, I'm really curious to see how it's going to function without having the sensors. That's really interesting, because if it works well, actually this setup might be so much more convenient to work with than the Rift. Okay, so it seems a bit stuck on 29% for a few minutes now. So of course I can keep talking, but what's up with that? Alright, I guess I will have to cut this part, edit it out when I'm done with the video. Let's see how long it's gonna take.
Just put it on pause, say, I'll be back when it's done, and then just make the cut there.
So as you just heard sound saying in the background, which is a great idea. I will just put it on pause and I will come back when this thing is done. Hey guys, so I'm back. It took a while. So what happened so far is my computer got hanged on the downloading of the update for the mixed reality headset. I rebooted. It took around 20 minutes to boot. Oh no, I hope my camera did not die right now. It seems to keep working. Alright. It took a while to boot the computer, around 20 minutes. That was kind of weird. I restarted it again. Now it seems to work. I went again actually through the setup process. I didn't want to bother you with watching me doing it again. And now I reached this screen says ready. Another thing happened meanwhile is both my phone and my camera batteries died. And I'm using my phone to actually be able to see how the recording looks while I'm recording. So I hope that nothing is gonna die again while I'm recording. Let's see what's gonna happen. Anyhow, we have this play button over here. And I'm just gonna hit it and see what happens. I'm actually freaking excited. It was really hard to stop myself from doing it while the camera was charging. Okay, so not much actually happens. When I hit the play, it just shows me what I see within the headset. So let me put it on and see what's going on here. To cover a large distance, teleport using either thumbstick. Press your thumbstick forward and hold point at the glowing platform and release. Okay, so it teaches me how to teleport. This is nice. Yes, that's the teleport controller. Teleport button, sorry. Yes, I should do it again. I'm not sure what's the purpose of what I'm doing right now. I guess it teaches me how to use it. Oh, okay, I need to go to the middle of the circle. I hope you can see my screen. Maybe I should move the camera a bit more, like that, because you can see then what I'm actually doing. Now, I will show you how to select things. First point at one of the gems, then pull the trigger. Alright, I can shoot the gems. Very nice. Anyhow, let's focus for a second on the device itself. Actually, it doesn't feel that bad. I'm still not sure that I understand how does the tracking work. I guess it uses the same cameras on the headset to actually track the location of the control. I think we can just test it very easily. Oh no, we cannot, because if I'm not looking at it, or of course we can test it. But if I will just try to hide the cameras, it will not. Will it? Yeah, it still has the other camera. It still has the other camera. I have to hide everything. Yeah, now it cannot find the location of the controller. That makes sense. So it does use the camera for the location, which is actually quite impressive. I must say, it is quite impressive. Because the tracking feels smooth. Everything around it actually feels quite smooth. Okay, I'm not really interested in keep doing this tutorial. I can do it with my voice. Let's say select. 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 The last glowing platform. Okay. Yeah, it just was teaching me some voice commands. Go to start. That's another command. Go to start. Yes. And now the screen is black. And it's getting things ready. And I have my little Windows home, and of course I have the Windows goodies bag in the corner. That makes so much sense. Cool. And now let's try the thing we're here for, and I'm so fucking excited about it. Which is to try playing Voronium on the new headset. Let's see if it's just gonna work, if it's gonna give us any kind of surprises. Yeah, sorry for minimizing and maximizing the window. I'm just opening Unreal Engine in the background. I'm gonna just compile it and run it. Oh, I didn't compile it, I meant to run it from the editor. Just so we have the latest build. And we'll see whether that's gonna work. I hope it's not gonna take us too long. You know what? Actually, I can just open a previous build over here. A packaged one. Do you think I would just be able to see it within the headset? Do I need to do anything for that? No, Oculus, I'm not interested at the moment, I'm sorry. I actually want to see the game on my Windows headset. How do I do that? So, okay. This is quite confusing. VR games, free VR apps. Yeah, so it clearly looks like Oculus just takes over, and Oculus headset is the one who is receiving the who's playing the VR experience at the moment, which is not what I would like to happen. I actually would really like it to, you know what? I'm just gonna unplug so it will not make any mistakes over here. Right, guys. So I'm back. What happened earlier is that my camera died exactly the same time as I was unplugging the Oculus Rift, and then I just decided to give it some time to charge properly and to continue the video on the next day. So today's a new day. As you can see, I'm wearing a different shirt. I have a new haircut. Yeah, and I'm gonna continue from almost the same place as we stopped yesterday. So basically, after the camera died yesterday, I kept playing with it a bit more. It was a bit cheating, and I think it's good I did it, because what I had to do to make it work was quite time consuming. So what happened when I unplugged the Oculus Rift and I would try running the game both from the editor and from the package build, it would just run it in first person mode and not in VR mode, which means it will let me use the mouse and the keyboard on the VR headset, which obviously was not my intention. Then I realized, or after a bit of googling, I realized that to make it work, I need to install Windows Mixed Reality for Steam, or for Steam VR, which is some kind of plugin or driver of Microsoft to make Steam games work. To install that, I had to upgrade my GeForce driver, and then basically I managed to make it work. So I'm just gonna continue from where we stopped yesterday, which would be to, no, I'll just do it from the editor. I'm just gonna run, our game is gonna run Voronium, and you know, look at how it actually looks and feels, because I tried it yesterday for exactly a few seconds, or actually this morning for exactly a few seconds. Yeah, so I will try to get in a minute. The editor is opening. It's gonna take kind of a few seconds, and then we will jump into the VR and give it a look. Maybe meanwhile I can just tell you a bit more about the VR headset itself. Oh, something is happening. Steam VR is loading with a very nice visual screen, visual effect in VR. Yeah. Anyway, meanwhile I can tell you a bit more about the headset itself. I think that actually the controllers are quite nice. They are heavier than the Rift ones, but I quite like them. Actually, they are quite convenient. But you know, I would say that the most I would say disappointing thing about this headset is how much work you need to put into actually making it work. It's not hard work, you're just installing a few things here and there. But I think that's where the Oculus really succeeds, with just giving you something that you plug and play. Versus here you need to, even having the like small things like having the pairing button hidden deep in here, or having to attach those little wristbands on your arm for installing all the things. It's just not as straightforward, the onboarding experience. So I would say it's good for developers because we don't want to put the extra time into making it work. But I can't really imagine too many end users, the not too geeky guys, actually making it work for themselves. Anyhow, now it's loaded, and we can give it a shot. Hope you can see my screen well enough. I'm gonna make it full screen. Like that. It has this very nice wheel behind that helps you to adjust how tight it sits. Which is actually quite convenient. And actually another thing I should say I really love is that when you're testing you don't have to always have it fully on. You can also just use it like that, which doesn't ruin your hair for the ones of us who have longer hair. Actually I kind of like it. I like the way they made the headset itself. So something is clearly a bit wrong with my orientation. I think when I just turned on the device after rebooting my computer, it asked me to recalibrate by looking to different sides and looking down. Maybe I did it a bit wrong, because now my center of view is over there, which is actually nice because you see me straight in front of you, but I usually prefer to have it in front of the screen. Anyhow, so they just, ooh, it feels a bit fuzzy. Okay, so I just jump straight into the game. I guess you won't be able to hear the music from the game, the sounds, but that's alright. Okay, so far so good. I managed to place my Zeus quite easily. Let's grab the guns and yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't have any other guns right now, that's a pity. Let's try it with those. Alright, so something actually feels a bit off with the controllers. I feel like I need to put them too much down. I would imagine the guns to be able to shoot from this position rather than having to take them all the way down. It's a bit annoying. Yeah, I think something is a bit off with the calibration and I need to figure out how to recalibrate it. But all in all, the feeling is actually quite nice. What I'm really impressed with is the fact that it's just working. I mean, I even feel a bit stupid for ordering this headset because it might be that we don't need to test anything. I mean, not to test, but to change or adapt anything, because it's just working. When the Microsoft guys told me that they tried it and it worked for them, of course I did believe them, but I was assuming that maybe some things would be off or it's not going to be as perfect and smooth. But actually, I'm quite impressed. I'm quite impressed with the device. I think it's really, really nice. Oh, you know what? I will give you a little... No, I cannot do it right now. I need to succeed the mission. Okay. I think we'll stop this video here. So the bottom line, I would say, is that this is a really cool headset. I didn't expect as much from Dell and Microsoft, to be honest. I mean, I love Microsoft's HoloLens, but I didn't think that this one would be as good. I did not think I could trust as much the not having sensors, but having those cameras, because it's only 2 cameras. But it looks like they made a really, really good job. And I'm definitely gonna keep playing with this one after we're done with the video and try its limits. yeah. So thank you for watching. I hope the video is not too long and not too boring. Yeah, it's all from me for today. Alex, Gamma Locus, Voronium, trying it on a new mixed reality headset, which we unboxed together. Have a great Friday.